Welcome back, Cyrus here, the Crafty Bastard Gamer, and I have a special announcement for the FoundryCast.com. In celebration for Free RPG Day, I think it's fitting that I get to unveil the newest venture, all puns intended, for the FoundryCast. It's something that Zach and I are calling VentureCards. Woo! Alright, what are these? If you remember back in episode 19 of our podcast, I challenged Zach that sometime between now and the end of the year that he and I come up with something that our audience can actually get a hold of, whether it be in physical or digital copies, something that they could use if they so wanted. He thought that the end of the year deadline was kind of ambitious. I didn't think it was quite so ambitious. However, within just a few weeks, we both started vibing off some really great ideas, and that's how we started putting this together. We were inspired by other game aids because he and I both love a lot of reference material. Most game masters can come up with something off the top of their head. That's part of what they do. You're storytellers, you're creators. But every now and again, it helps to have a bit of extra inspiration. And so having cards, tables, books, all kinds of things like that are helpful. Maybe not necessary, but to be able to collaborate and put stuff like this together, that's how we started paring down the idea to something a bit more like this. And the final thing that put it together, it's sort of like a single solitary adventure, but there's a few things that make this very unique. One, each one is a standalone adventure, all on its own. It's all you need. It's one game, about a 2 to 4 hour game session, and that's it. Everybody brings their dice and their character sheets. Game Master has their dice, and that's all that there is. So it's just a plug and play. It's got a little bit of a universality, so you can use it in different settings, and so on. The second is that each one has a MacGuffin, or a plot point that you can plug in to help get your game back on track. And what I mean by that is this. If you're a Game Master, Dungeon Master, you've run into a scenario where your players have gone a completely different direction than what you had planned. It's just kind of what happens, and you're used to it, but most time you can think of something at the last second or just make it seem like whichever direction they want to go is perfect. But in reality, you had something very interesting down this road, down this path, and they went the other way. So what you can do is plug in a VentureCard adventure, play that for the night because you didn't have anything else planned except for the main plot point, and each one has something that can help you steer it back the other direction. Whether that be a very helpful NPC, a magical artifact, a hidden letter, something like that the Game Master can use, and it's mentioned in there very specifically that this is the thing that you can use to help get your game back on track. So I think that's kind of a very unique thing. And the third thing is there is a custom loot table, or a custom table of some kind on each one. Because I love tables, I love the idea of rolling something randomly, and then you never know what inspiration you may get from this. So very specialized loot, very specialized magic, very specialized traps, all those kinds of things. Each one has its own unique custom loot table. So I'm not kidding, it did take about 22 different individual versions for us to get it how we wanted, and there's still a few tweaks that we'd like to make going forward in later editions and printings. So we're still really proud of these. They're not officially compatible with one system or another, although anyone who's played games like these before can read them and tell which one it matches the best. In the future, they will be officially compatible with one system in particular, and we're really excited about that. Also, there's only the one available right now, which is Midnight at Fort Braddock. It's one that I'm very proud of, has some very interesting things hidden in there. We have one more that's nearing completion. I think it just needs some tweaking and a few more edits. And then we have a third that is on the way. It's more than a skeleton, but we still need time to think it over, to hash it out, and then get to a good final place before we start really trying to build what it's going to look like on the card. So you might be asking yourself, how do I get one of these? Well, there are two ways. One, since it is Free RPG Day, you need to go to your local game store. The one that we suggest for the Foundry Cast is Wyvern's Tale. They are the really only place in town that's honoring free RPG Day. So if you're wanting to get free stuff anyways, the first 25 people who want a card get one. They open their doors at 11 a.m., so the first 25 people can get one there for free. And we said just give them out to nerds and gamers who are interested. So while supplies last. The second way is to follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to our podcast, which is really the best way, or follow us on Facebook. All of those ways are going to get you information, and we'll be telling you a lot more about these in the next few weeks. We'll describe more exactly how we brought it together, tell you our feelings on these, and more of what we have in the future on the next episode of the VentureCast podcast. So stay tuned until then. Until next time, Cyrus, Crafty Bastard Gamer, and we'll see you guys at the gaming table.